It started quietly, almost too quietly. While the world focused on King Charles tightening the reins of the monarchy, something unexpected was happening behind palace walls. Two sisters, Beatrice and Eugenie, who many believed were permanently sidelined after their father's downfall, were suddenly being pulled back into the royal spotlight. And the timing? That's what has people talking. Rumors inside the palace claim that Charles has reached a point he can't ignore. The monarchy is shrinking faster than anyone predicted. Public events need bodies, and the pressure on William and Kate is becoming impossible to hide. But instead of expanding the working royal circle the traditional way, the king is turning toward the two people no one expected, the daughters of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. And whether this is strategy, sympathy, or something far more complicated, that's where the story begins. When Andrew's scandal exploded, the blast radius didn't hit only him. It scorched his entire family. Titles removed, honors stripped, the HRH style gone, and with every headline, Beatrice and Eugenie found themselves dragged into conversations they never asked for. Royal insiders say the sisters were devastated, trying to protect their own families while shielding each other from non-stop pressure. Friends close to the Yorks reveal something deeper. The sisters never blamed the public reaction, but they also never expected the consequences to stretch this far, this long. And yet, despite everything, this wasn't the end of their royal story. If anything, it was the beginning of a completely new chapter. But that wasn't the whole picture. Behind the scenes, Charles was dealing with a problem nobody wants to acknowledge. The monarchy is running out of people. The older generation is aging out. The younger generation is either too young or living abroad. And the scandals? They're piling up faster than the palace can contain them. So when reports claim Charles began reconsidering Beatrice and Eugenie for occasional duties, insiders weren't surprised. The shocking part is how far these conversations have already gone. One senior source put it simply: whatever people think of Andrew, the girls are kind, hardworking, and willing to help. That willing to help is the real key here. Because while the king is looking for support, the sisters are looking for redemption without ever saying the word out loud. But that wasn't the only twist. Just days ago, Eugenie appeared at a King's Foundation mentoring event, her first major step back into an official royal adjacent role. And witnesses said she was glowing, genuinely excited. You could feel it in the room. This wasn't a soft re-entry. It was a trial run. Royal watchers noted her energy, her confidence, even the way she spoke about supporting young creatives. This didn't look like someone uncertain. It looked like someone who had been waiting for this moment. And insiders say Charles noticed. In fact, some believe this event was specifically chosen to test public reaction before anything bigger happens. But what happened next surprised even longtime royal reporters. While Eugenie stepped into mentoring, Beatrice secured a new role of her own, deputy patron of the Outward Bound Trust. Not a ceremonial title, a position with real responsibilities. People who work with her describe her as thoughtful, organized, and genuinely invested in youth education. And unlike many royals, Beatrice has a full-time job in tech, meaning she's already juggling public duty energy without public duty pay. This dual life makes her interesting, authentic, human, which is exactly the direction modern royals need. And behind the scenes, sources say the king sees tremendous potential in Beatrice, especially as someone who has stayed completely untouched by scandal, despite everything surrounding her family. Still, there was a bigger question growing in the background, one the palace couldn't avoid forever. Some insiders believe Charles is genuinely trying to protect his nieces, keeping them close so they're not punished for their father's actions. Others believe this move is more strategic than emotional. A shrinking monarchy needs visible, relatable faces. Beatrice and Eugenie are educated, sympathetic, and already familiar to the public. And with Kate reducing her schedule and William under immense pressure, the king may be filling a gap he can't afford to leave empty. But rumors suggest another angle too, that Charles wants them back, but carefully no huge events, no heavy public funding, just quiet appearances that show unity without overwhelming the system. It's a delicate balance, and the next step could make or break it. Supporters say bringing back Beatrice and Eugenie is common sense. Fresh faces, modern careers, no major scandals of their own. But critics argue the opposite, that the king is risking public trust by involving anyone connected to Andrew, even indirectly. Social media reactions show the split clearly. Some want them back, some want them far away from official official duties, some simply don't trust anything connected to the York family. And this is exactly why Charles is testing the waters. A slow rollout, a soft re-entry, a way to gauge how much room the monarchy has left to maneuver. But the real twist isn't public reaction, it's the sisters themselves. People close to Beatrice and Eugenie say the same thing. They're incredibly close. They protect each other. They've leaned on each other through every headline, every setback, every public whisper. That bond has become a story in itself. Earlier this month, the sisters were photographed hugging in London. Not staged, not rehearsed, just two women refusing to let the world define them. And sources claim they feel a responsibility and obligation, even to support the king. This isn't about fame or titles. It's about family, and about rewriting a legacy that almost wasn't given a second chance. But another twist is coming, one that could reshape the future of the monarchy entirely. If reactions stay positive, insiders believe Charles could gradually introduce the sisters into more public roles, garden parties, charity events, cultural engagements, maybe even select overseas visits, not as full-time working royals, but as a hybrid model the palace has never tried before. A model built for a modern era where reputation, relatability, and fresh energy matter more than tradition. But the risk is obvious. One wrong move, one bad headline, one resurfaced controversy, and the entire experiment collapses. Still, those close to the palace say Charles is willing to gamble because the alternative is a royal family stretched impossibly thin. This isn't just a comeback for Beatrice and Eugenie, it's a test for the future of the monarchy itself. As the king navigates scandals, health challenges, and a shrinking roster of working royals, two unexpected figures are stepping quietly into the light, not because they were chosen at birth, but because circumstance forced the monarchy to rethink everything. Beatrice and Eugenie aren't symbols of the past. They're indicators of a turning point to where the line between public duty and private life is becoming more fluid, more human, more modern than ever before. Whether they rise, stumble, or redefine their role entirely, one thing is clear: this time, the story won't be written by their father's shadow. It will be written by the choices they make now, and the risks the king is willing to take. A new chapter is forming inside the monarchy, and for once, the most unexpected players may be the ones shaping its future.